All right, so let's get started. Hello everyone, how are you today? So this is 17th of October on Sunday. So I hope you're having a great weekend on Sunday. So let's check some charts now. And also let's check some news next week so that we get ready to take trades next week also. So last week we had many trending pairs on JPY and some other currencies. So let's see if it happens still on next week and onwards. If you follow the trend direction last week, then you must be able to run some profits over time. So let's see if it also happens next week or not. So basically, what I'm focused on is I will focus on the trending markets and trending pairs. And if there is no trends, then simply I stay away. So sometimes I stay away for 2 days, 3 days if there is no trends at all on my watch list, 21 pairs. But if it happens, it's okay because markets open and it moves every day. So at some point we see big trends, big moves like last week. So yeah, so as usual, today I will focus on the weekly chart because it's a weekly Forex forecast. So first I will screen the 21 pairs on my watch list, and also I check gold and WTI, crude oil, and also indices. And all the way to the end, I will check the calendar for what can happen for next week in terms of the fundamental news. So yeah, I do see many people joining here. So thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you again on this weekend, the relaxing weekend right now. All right, so good to see you, everyone. Thanks for joining. Good to see you here. Let's make some money. Yeah, that's true. Hope we see big trends next week also. Yeah, Richard, thank you for the reminder for the like button. So yeah, if you liked the live stream so far, please press the like button before you leave. That would be great so that it keeps me going. So yeah, so let's start. So before starting, just a quick disclaimer as usual. This content is basically based on my own understanding and experience and knowledge. So when you take trades, when you decide what to trade, then please do it with your own risk management. And also, since this is a live stream, this is not a recorded video, it's a live stream, so you can chat on the comments. So please follow the rules and guidelines on this live stream, because after all, we're all here to learn. Okay, so let's switch to the chart. So, and start to talk about the Forex pairs first. So myself, I am a full-time Japanese Forex trader. So mainly I trade Forex pairs. Sometimes I trade gold when there is a big trend in gold. But recently, there is not much in gold, and that's why I simply trade in Forex. So, and here is my watch list. I basically trade Euro, USD, and AUD pound, and JPY, and CAD and Swiss franc pairs. So first, I will screen all these 21 pairs on my watch list based on the weekly time frame, because this is when the candlestick closed last week. And the new candles will happen next week or tomorrow. So we have always to see how the market closed last week and prepare for next week to see the bigger picture. And during the week, I focus mainly on the daily chart or the forward charts to capture the trend and direction, which I talk during the week. So since this is weekend, I focus on the weekly time frames. So, and here is the euro dollar. So euro dollar right now, it's above the Kijun Sen. Last week was strongly bullish. Let's see how many pips it moved upwards. So it was, yeah, 35, sorry, it's almost like 30, 31, sorry, 310 pips of uptrend last week. It was a huge uptrend. But however, on the weekly basis, this is range still overall because the Kumo flat and the Kijun Sen is flat and Chikou span still very close with the candles. So this is range in that sense. So next week, we might see bearish. So we have to watch out for the retracement next week. So moving on to Euro AUD, the market just broke the previous, Kumo downwards, but the Kumo flat still and Kijun Sen flat. So in that sense, this Kumo breakout might not gonna be so strong. It might not gonna be so reliable. It may retrace backwards anytime soon. So Euro AUD, we have to be careful. So it's downtrending in the lower time frames, so you can follow the downtrend. But as soon as the market reverses backwards, then you have to exit very soon. So next one is Euro Pound. Euro Pound is now at the new downtrend because it just broke the previous support level of 0.8449. So Kumo's down. Right now you can see that the this Senko span B is down and Senko span A is down, and Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below the candles. So this is an ideal condition for the downtrend. So in the lower time frames, I expect the market will down. So Euro Pound is first a good one to watch for next week in terms of this weekly time frame, so that we can capture the downtrend in the daily or lower time frames next week. So moving on to Euro JPY. Euro JPY just came above the Kijun Sen also, just like Euro Dollar. Just like Euro Dollar, it was on the weekly time frame. It's still up, and Euro JPY, the market just broke the Kijun Sen, but overall looks to be in a range. So we have to be careful of this one for the retracement, right? And let's look at the Euro CAD. Euro CAD is now a strong downtrend, so this one is also a good one to watch next week. It just broke the support level of over here, support level at 1.4581. So this is a nice and new downtrend. Now we have Kumo Senko span B down, A down, Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen down, and Chikou span below the candles. So we can expect the market continuously be downtrend next week. So Euro CAD, I will just mark this one and start to watch on Monday onwards. Alright, Euro Swiss franc is at the support level right now, supported at 1.0692. So it may reverse backwards, and Kumo's down, Kijun Sen's down, but since Kijun Sen is still within the Kumo, it may bounce. So Euro Swiss franc, I think I will just skip this one and just focus on Euro CAD and Euro Pound. Alright, so moving on to USD pairs. USD JPY, this is now strongly bullish. We have Kumo up, Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So, this market is also a strong uptrend. And right now, it touches between 114.50 and 0.75, which is the previous resistance level. So in that sense, it may retrace backwards from here. So just be careful for the retracement next week. And once the market breaks this resistance level of 114.75, then you can start to look for buy afterwards. So it looks like this is a strong uptrend so far. So this uptrend may be continuous next week. So JPY is also a good one to watch next Monday or tomorrow. And the next one is USD CAD. This one is ranging as per Ichimoku because Kumo's flat still and Kijun Sen flat and Chikou span touching on the weekly. So although we saw for the last 2 weeks has been bearish, it might retrace backwards soon. So I would prefer to watch JPY for this uptrend and at the breakout of the resistance level next week. And the next one is USD Swiss franc. This one is now ranging also. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching the past candle. So This one is still in the middle of the retracement, so we might not gonna see any big trends on this one next week. So now moving on to pound-based pairs. Pound dollar, this is now retracing and the price is now within the Kumo. And the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So this is ranging and I will just simply stay away from pound USD. So yeah, I don't expect next Monday, Tuesday will be a trend. But Wednesday, we might see trend on the pound dollar. If it breaks the Kumo and retraces back to Kijun Sen on the weekly basis, so we might see uptrend in the middle of the week next week. But overall ranging, so it may retrace backwards anytime soon. The next one is pound yen. Pound yen just broke the previous resistance and now it's uptrend nicely. It just broke the resistance level of 156.11 and now it's going up. So, and also the Kumo's up. We see Kumo up, Kijun Sen up, Tenkan Sen up, and Chikou span above the candles. So this uptrend may be continuous. And just make sure that there is no resistance level. And over here there is actually. The resistance level was from the 29th of January 2018. So since this is all the way in the past, this resistance, I'm not sure if it works or not this time, but just if there's a resistance in the past, then market will watch it and there might be some sellers. So it's good to know that there is a resistance all the way in the past so that the market retraces backwards, then you simply exit with a very small amount of the loss. So I would wait for the clear breakout of the previous week's high next week. And if it happens on the daily or the lower time frames, then simply I will capture that and follow the uptrend next week. So next one is pound AUD. So pound AUD on the weekly chart, it just broke the Kumo, but the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, and Chikou span retracing back to the candles. So it's range basically. So for the last 4 weeks has been downtrend, and you see that the market just broke the previous support level. And in that sense, this is downtrend so far. It just broke the previous resistance, and this is downtrend. But it may retrace backwards since Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. So we'll see which way it goes next week on pound AUD. So next one is pound CAD. So pound CAD also supported at the previous support level. Last week was doji, so we didn't see any trend, and it may retrace backwards next week. The Kumo is flat. You see the Kumo has been twisted many times, and overall it's very thin and flat. So you might think that the Kumo is down because the single span A is pointing downwards, but since overall Kumo has been flat, I would say that this is whole time flat ranging. So you see this is called P wave in Ichimoku because the highs are lower and lows are higher, and this is called P wave. So market is within the P wave, and now if the price is at the previous support level, it may bounce next week. But even so, the bounce might be very weak and we don't see any trends in the lower time frames. And in that case, I would prefer stay away. Yeah, I'm not a type of trader who wants to capture all the way from the bottom or all the way to the top. I take the middle part where there's a trend in the market. So in this case, most likely I will stay away from pound CAD. All right, so the next one is pound Swiss franc. This one's ranging the whole time. So I can't remember how many times I say it's range of pound Swiss franc on every Sundays, but it's been ranging still. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. Chikou span is at the candles now. So we don't know which way it breaks. It may break upwards or breaks downwards. We're not sure. So simply we stay away and we just come back to the chart after the breakout towards either direction. So now let's move on to AUD based pairs. So first, AUD USD. On the weekly chart, the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. The market is within the Kumo now. So this is ranging basically. So we saw the uptrend last week, but it may turn bearish anytime soon. So most likely I will avoid from AUD USD trade. So the next one is AUD CAD. This one is bearish. The price itself is below the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Kumo, and Chikou span below the candles, and this is bearish. And the market might break the support level at 0.9109. And once it does, next week I will follow a downtrend in that direction. Otherwise, it may bounce and still be in a range, and then I won't trade in that case. So yeah, let's just wait until the support breakout and we follow the downtrend if it happens next week. But right now it's flat, so we can't say which way it goes. And the next one is AUD-JPY. Yeah, AUD-JPY, this is also another JPY pair, and it was a huge uptrend last week. So, but however, in the weekly basis, it's range still. The Kumo's pointing up, but the Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span is still with the candles. It's range as per Ichimoku viewpoint, so the market can retrace backwards anytime soon. So I don't feel positive to buy on this one because of the retracement potentially. So yeah, most likely I will just avoid AUD-JPY next week. So the next one is AUD-Swiss franc. It's also ranging too. And the Kumo flat Kijun Sen is down, but Tenkan Sen is up. So it's divergence in between Kijun Sen and Tenkan Sen. So simply it shows a range. And the Chikou span is coming closer to the candles. And this is also the range. The price itself is within the Kumo too. So yeah, we might see uptrend next week because I see a slight breakout of the previous resistance on the daily chart. So it might turn bullish and it may go up on this way next week. So we'll see if it happens on the lower time frames. And then you can follow the uptrend if it happens. And the next one is CAD-JPY. This one is also a nice one to watch next week because it just broke the resistance level on the weekly basis at here at around 91.81, and now it's strongly bullish. So we'll see how far it goes, and as long as it goes, we basically trail the profits along the way. And let's see if there is a previous resistance level was here at 93.15 at around November 2015. So this one is also a long time in the past. So it might not gonna work as a resistance, but we'll see. It's good to know also. Just monitor the chart, and when it reverses backwards at that level, then simply you have to exit with some profit or some loss. So yeah, let's see if it happens next week or not. And let's move on to CAD-Swiss franc. This one's also ranging too. The Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. The Chikou span is with the candles now, so it's flat ranging. So yeah, the market is at the resistance level, and it may reverse backwards next week. So unless it breaks upwards, we better stay away from this one. Alright, so these are, okay, and the last one, sorry, is the Swiss franc JPY. It also broke the resistance level of 122.79. So this one is also a bullish, so we can just monitor this one. But since this is a Swiss franc pair, the priority for myself is a bit lower than other trending pairs, because Swiss franc sometimes, you know, it acts like very spiky market. So even if you see uptrend right now, it might turn bearish next week very soon. So in terms of Ichimoku trend analysis, this is uptrend, but we'll see if it lasts next week or not. So these are the Forex pairs overview. So now let's move on to gold. I will go to gold and WTI oil indices, and then I will come back to your comments. So please stay with me for the next about 15 to 20 minutes. So let's move on. Gold is ranging now on the weekly. We see the price itself is ranging also, and the Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span touching, and this is ranging. So yeah, next week we don't know which way it goes, so simply I'll keep staying away from this one. Yeah, in terms of price action, this is also very difficult to see which way it goes. Looks like this is more of the bearish side because I see the market has been on the reverse in wave. And here we see the potential reverse in wave. So, but we'll see which way it goes. We might see continuous range next week also. So unless you are a scalper, I would avoid taking trade on this one. And let's watch the WTI. Yeah, the crude oil has been uptrend so nicely, and it just broke the resistance level at 80.16. So Kumo's up, Kijun-sen up, Tenkan-sen up, and a Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish. And since oil is going up, all the products, right, the economy is actually kind of having a hard time, and that's why the indices are retracing backwards. So we'll see how far the oil goes. But in case if you're trading oil, you can basically keep holding the buy because there's no sign of retracement at this moment. So let's move on to indices. So first, I covered Nikkei on the weekly. So Nikkei chart, this is Japan 225 index and the Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, Chikou span touching. So there is no trended direction. Last week was bullish, but for the last 3 weeks, basically was bearish. So it's in a range right now. So we'll see which way it goes. It's very difficult to see which way it goes right now. So the next one is Dow Jones. As per weekly chart, the price itself is above the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, Kumo, and the Chikou span above the candles. So this is bullish, and it may break the resistance. However, at the same time, it may reverse back to Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. So if you are looking for the trade chance, I would wait for the breakout of the resistance and look for buy chance afterwards. Otherwise, the market will be continuously in the range, and we don't see any trading edges at that time. The next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also very similar to Dow Jones, the Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat. However, the price itself is above the Tenkan-sen and the Chikou span above the candles. And also, one thing that is very important is that there was a doji breakout last week. So doji breakout and it's a retracement or the pushback. So next week can be bullish at this rate. So as long as price is above the Kijun-sen, it's still bullish. So in case you're still holding, there's no reason to exit yet. But once the market breaks the Kijun-sen for some reason next week, then you better exit at that point, because afterwards the market can retrace back to the Kumo in that case. So the next one is S&P 500. This one is also the similar situation from Nasdaq and Dow Jones. But one thing that is different is that there was a Kijun-sen bounce. So Kijun-sen bounce is nice because the market once became a equilibrium, at the equilibrium with a 50-50 power balance between buyers and sellers here, and it's bouncing up and goes up in this way. So this one is more trustable for its uptrend in that sense. So next week, I think it will be bullish. So yeah, we'll see if it breaks the resistance level next week also. So yeah, the next one is Euro stocks. Euro stocks also bounced by the Kijun Sen last week, and also doji breakout from the previous week. So the market looks to be bullish right now. So, but just in case, if you want to be safer, you want to wait for the breakout of the previous resistance level and enter buy afterwards. So we'll see if it happens next week. And the next one is FTSE 100. FTSE is actually very strong, and because it just broke the previous resistance level last week. So yeah, so the resistance level was 7113.29, and it just broke upwards. And now the Kumo's up, Kijun Sen is up, Chikou span above the candles. So next week can be bullish continuously in that direction. In terms of time cycles, I can see that time cycles on the weekly chart are 7 to 10 bars in between the lows. So if it goes up next week, the next Henkabi can be potentially on the 15th of November, or the week of the 15th of November can be the Henkabi. So the market goes up and retraces backwards towards that date, and then goes up in this way, will be expected. So yeah, let's look at the CAC France. CAC France is also bullish because the price itself above the Kijun Sen Kumo and the Tenkan Sen, and a Chikou span above the candles too. But the Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so it may retrace backwards. And right now, this is in the P wave. So it's in a squeezing triangle and P wave. So looks like the P wave has been broken upwards last week. So we'll see if it continuously goes up or not next week. So it's like this in the P wave, and there is a slight breakout. So yeah, we'll see if it goes up. Or it may retrace back in within the P wave or to the Kijun Sen on the weekly chart. Okay, so let's move on to DAX index. DAX index is now in the range. This is bullish, and one thing is that the previous pin bar has been broken upwards. So we have to see next week still, but this one looks like it's a reliable bounce, and the market could keep going up this way next week. So we have to wait for next week candle close, because Chikou span is still with the candles. So let's say next week candle close will be above the previous high, and the Chikou span will clearly break the candles, and then from next week onwards could be bullish. So I would hold to buy next week on DAX because of this reason, but this pin bar bounce is very nice to look at, and I expect the market will be bullish in the long term from here. So let's move on to Nifty. Yeah, Nifty doesn't stop. This is continuously uptrend, and it just keeps going up above the Kijun Sen, above the Tenkan Sen, and Chikou span is all the way apart from the previous candles. So it shows a strong and stable bullishness. So, and there is no sign of retracement. So we'll see how far it goes uptrend next week. All right, so the next one is Australia 200. This one is ranging because the price is very close to the Tenkan Sen now, and the Kijun Sen flat, Kumo flat. So it's a bit ranging. So last week was bullish, but it may retrace backwards anytime soon. So in case if you are looking for the buy, this is not a good timing yet. I would wait for the next week candle close, and if it becomes above the previous candles, that will be a good buy. But otherwise, no trend and no trace. And finally, looking at the Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng last week was bullish. It just came above the Tenkan Sen. So it may retrace back to Kijun Sen now. But because last week, the market was still below the Tenkan Sen. So I was saying that it was still bearish. But last week, the market just broke the Tenkan Sen, broke the Tenkan Sen. So now there's a potential retracement back to Kijun Sen. So we'll see if it goes up or not. So that covers the whole indices overview for next week based on the weekly time frame. So now let's review what kind of news we have for next week. So I go to the calendar. The one I use is fxstreet.com. Simply Google search it and just click on the economic calendar and you can get this calendar. So next week starts from the week of 24th. So sorry, the 17th. So I will just select 18 until the 22nd like this and click apply. So yeah, so next Monday we don't have any news in terms of these currencies. We have some China retail sales and GDP report, but other than that, we don't see any news on other currencies. So in moving on to Tuesday, on the 19th, we have RBA meeting minutes in Australia. So AUD could be affected by this. And other than that, there is no news on Tuesday. And moving on to Wednesday, the 20th, next week, we have Consumer Price Index in UK, the pound. We have to watch out. And also we have another news in Canada. Canada also have a report of CPI, Consumer Price Index. So CAD pairs can be affected by this news. And Tuesday 21st, we have a council meeting in Euro. So Euro pairs could be affected by this. And also, technically on Friday morning in Asian session, we have the Governor Low speech in Australia. So AUD can be affected by this. And also Friday 22nd, we have a couple of news here. In Germany, we have Market Services PMI and also Market PMI Composite on Euro itself. So Euro pairs can be affected by this on Friday. And also Market Services PMI and UK also. So pound, you have to watch out. And also Market Manufacturing PMI in the retail sales. So retail sales in Canada. So CAD pairs can be affected by this. Yeah, Market Manufacturing PMI in the US is in orange. So I think the impact is limited. But the market PMI and also services PMI in Euro, you have to watch out. All right, so that's the overview for the news next week. So every time you take trades, you have to watch news. You don't have to know the details about the news, but the only thing you have to know is that if there is a big news or not when you're about to enter the trades. Because sometimes, so let's say you enter the trade, you see a nice trend, you enter the trade, and the news happens in 5 minutes, and it just goes backwards, and you might have a big loss in that case. So if there's a big news 1 hour ahead, I recommend everybody to stay away and just come back afterwards. After the news would be a good idea. Because when I was a newbie or when I was not being profitable yet, I was actually taking trades by the news, and I failed so much. I thought the news was positive, but the market just reverses backwards. You know, sometimes it happens. So because it's really unpredictable. In theory, if the turnout to positive, so let's say the market services PMI turns out to be positive next week, and in that case, the pair, in this case euro, will be bought technically. If it's better than previous number, then this currency itself tends to be bought. But sometimes, even if the turnout to be positive, it doesn't have any impact, or even sometimes it's even sold and the market reverses backwards. It happens many times because we never know how market reacts until the news releases, and that's why I stopped trading by the news afterwards. But the reason why I watch news before I take trades is because it can impact the market and it can violate all the indicators, all the strategies or technical analysis. One news can impact the market and it can penetrate the Kumo too. So in that sense, we have to be careful. All right, so that's the overview for next week in terms of market and also the news for next week. So let me come back to some comments and do some free conversation for the next couple of minutes here. All right, so, but once again, thank you for joining everyone. If you liked it so far, please press the like button before you leave. That would be great. All right, good to see you everyone. Thank you for joining. All right. So yeah, let's see. Okay, Nasdaq I covered, so AUD NZD, all right. Let me check AUD NZD pair. AUD NZD. Okay, so weekly chart, the market just retraced back to the Kijun Sen last week, and it looks like it's been bouncing by the Kijun Sen and it's going downwards. So in this case, next week could be downtrend because I see the long wick pointing upwards, resisted by the Kijun Sen, and I see bearishness. So as long as the market is below the Kijun Sen, I will look for the sell. But once the market breaks the Kijun Sen next week, then no trace. That will be a sign of the range in the market. All right, yeah, good to see you everyone. Thank you for joining. Lisa says, please cook some Japanese food for us. Sure, I will. On my second channel. I might be cooking some Japanese food. Some ingredients I got from the Chinese market or Korean market, and I will cook some Japanese food for sure. I cooked some fried rice. And that was very good. My favorite so far in Dubai is the jasmine rice in terms of rice. I kind of taste it kind of better than the rice in Japan sometimes because it's a bit drier than Japanese rice, and I can cook some fried rice very well with this jasmine rice. So it's my favorite in Dubai. I hardly tasted jasmine rice in Japan, but I start to like here. All right, good to see you everyone. Thank you for joining. Yeah, so I just uploaded the video on my second channel just to give you some updates on my life in Dubai and my services. So because it's been a while since I uploaded last time. So yeah, I will try to post some videos on my second channel too. All right, good to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are right now. Thank you for joining everyone and good to see you. All right, good morning, good afternoon. I see many various greetings here. It's very nice. All right, good to see you. Let's see. Chris says, can you create subtitles when you go live? I cannot create subtitles at the live stream, but after some hours, some days, after finishing live streams, you can watch, you can enable the subtitles. But unfortunately, I don't know how to put subtitles at the live stream. If you know how to do it, then please let me know by email and I can maybe incorporate that. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Let's see. Yeah, it's my second channel. This is my main channel and I have my second private channel. And in that, I don't really talk about the Forex, but I just talk about my life, what I do. Sometimes I play the violin. The violin's back in the back. So I play the violin sometimes. And yeah, I talk about many topics besides Forex trades. Yep. All right. John Harris says, could you explain a little bit more of a KTS method and do you have videos for that? Yes. If you can come to my website and click on the free download and click KTS, this is where you can find the overview of my strategy. So I've got the video here and you can have the free download PDF of my strategy. So in case if you don't watch or read this yet, please do because it's free and it actually talks about the overview of my strategy. So yeah, that's that one. Oh, Vincent, thank you for the comment. Yeah, my violin's back now. Over here. So let's see. All right. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you. I do see many comments now. So okay. Ivan says, sorry, Kay, at the beginning of your analysis, you explained about Euro JPY, not Euro dollar. Oh, was it? Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Let me see. So Euro dollar is this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you for the reminder, Ivan. Yeah, I was watching Euro JPY. I was talking about the Kijun-sen breakout on the Euro dollar. So yeah, sorry about the mistake. So yeah, let me redo the Euro dollar analysis on the weekly. So Euro dollar right now it's downtrend. The price is below the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and Kumo, and a Chikou span below the candles. So it's about to break the Kumo, and once it does, I expect the market continues to be down. So let's see if the Kumo breakout happens or not next week. And when it does, I expect the market continues to be downtrend because not only that it's the Kumo breakout, but also the market just broke the Kumo where it's a thicker part. So when you see the Kumo breakout, the Kumo thickness, the thick part of the Kumo breakout, that becomes even more trustable for its direction afterwards. So yeah, let's see if it breaks next week, and next week could be continuous downtrend if it happens. Yep, so let's see. Let me come back to some other comments now. All right, good to see you. Thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you here. Oh, it's Sunday on the 17th October. Here in Dubai, it's 6:46 p.m. So yeah, it's a nice and relaxing Sunday right now. Just to prepare for the trades for next week. So hopefully we see another nice trends like last week. All right, Minoru Endo, thank you for the reminder for the like button. So yeah, if you liked it, please press the like button before you leave. That would be great. All right, let's see. Anthony says, you have gold in TradingView courtesy of Oanda. I could not find gold with FXCM on TradingView either. Yeah, in terms of gold, I'm using the one with Oanda, and yeah, even if I type gold, I see currency.com and some others. And if I just type XAUUSD, I only find Oanda and other ones are Saxo Bank and some other sources. So I just stick to Wanda for now, because in terms of gold, I don't see any strange movements as per Wanda. But on some Forex pairs, sometimes I see some long wicks or some strong movements in Wanda. And that's why for the Forex, I make sure to choose the FXCM, not the Wanda. So yeah, depending on the source of the market, of the charts, you might see some different pairs, different markets, or different movements. So I think FXCM has been reliable for the Forex pairs, and that's why I use that one. All right, let's see. DonorFX, USD-CAD. Yeah, USD-CAD is now, hold on, let's see. Yeah, it's retracing backwards. Last 2 weeks have been downtrend, but overall weekly is ranging. So it might retrace backwards anytime soon. So, so far, to wrap up, I see in the Forex pairs, I see Euro Pound is downtrending. It just broke the previous support. So this can be a new downtrend. And the Euro CAD, it's also downtrending last week. Last week. So this one is nice to watch next Monday. And dollar yen is also uptrend. So, but the price is now very close to the previous resistance level. So better to wait for the breakout and buy afterwards. And pound yen is also just broke the resistance level. And this is bullish. So we might see some new uptrend next week. And CAD JPY is also the breakout of the previous resistance levels. So this one is also nice to watch next Monday for the buying confirmations. And finally, Swiss franc JPY broke the resistance too. So yeah, we do see many JPY pairs. So yeah, Euro JPY is still below the previous resistance. So simply I didn't mark this one. But USD JPY is up. Pound JPY is also up, and CAD JPY is also up. Nicely bullish trend. So I will focus on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. And in the middle of the week, this might be changing, but it might last next week onwards. So yeah, we'll see. All right, let's see. All right, good to see you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Your Ichimoku masterclass is second to none. In fact, you are an emperor of Ichimoku. Oh, thanks for that. Thanks for the comments. I hope you learn based on my views upon the market by Ichimoku. So yeah, that is my purpose, to do the YouTube live streams almost every day on my YouTube channel. All right, let's see. SAG HW says, hi K, is it possible to use Ichimoku on really short time frames like 5-minute chart? I don't recommend. You better use it in 30-minute chart or higher time frames. I don't really use it in the lower time frames. All right, Luxbu, thank you for joining the Ichimoku community. All right, thank you for joining as a new member in my Ichimoku community. So once you join, please make sure to come to my webpage from the link below the description and come to services and hover over on the Ichimoku community and click how to join. And once you click it, then you find 3 steps how to join the K's Ichimoku community. So you have clicked the join button on YouTube, and that's why it shows welcome to Ichimoku Basic Master. And once you've done it, then simply click here, join Ichimoku Discord, and join Discord, where you can get all the perks. And then connect your YouTube account with Discord, and you're all set. You get all the perks in the Discord. But welcome to Ichimoku community once again, and I hope you master the Ichimoku strategies within the community here. So I'm about to review each chapter by chapter of the Ichimoku Basic Master Book in the Ichimoku community members. So, and there are a couple of new projects here. So yeah, I hope you learn and master the correct and deep understanding of Ichimoku. I think Ichimoku is not only about the strategies itself or in terms of when to buy, when to sell, but also it's about the psychology and also mindset also. The concept of a Hanne line is something unique, unlike other indicators, and also the concept of equilibrium is also very important. It gives you some patience, and also it gives you discipline in terms of when to take trades and when not to take trades. So yeah, like I mentioned on the yesterday's live stream, we tend to focus on when the strategy works, and that is important because after all, we're all here to take trades. But at the same time, it is also important to know when it doesn't work so that you can hold and you don't do anything in that market condition. And I think latter is more important, when not to do anything with that strategy. So, because it gives you discipline to stay away from the market. All right, good to see you everyone. Thank you for joining, as always. All right, let's see. John Harris says, will doji and pin bar candles have a major impact when Ichimoku has a clear trend? Yeah, that could be one of the impacts. Pin bar and doji breakouts or engulfing breakout can be one too. But when Ichimoku shows a major direction, then these ones can be a very strong confirmations to enter the trades. Okay, let's see. Miguel says, on the FTSE 100, you draw a 9-period cycle in the future based on 7, 7, 10 previous. Is that because of the average? Yeah, so coming back to the FTSE 100, I captured the time cycles. So where is it? The UK? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, in these time cycles, I captured 7 and 9, 10, but it wasn't based on the weekly chart. In this chart, the time cycles I captured was based on the daily chart. So in the daily chart, it shows the 33 time cycles in between the lows, and it was in 33 is one of what we call Kihon Suchi numbers. And 47 is not the Kihon Suchi, but from here we see what we call Taito Suchi number. Taito Suchi means the same or similar number of candles in between the lows or highs. So in this example, I see 47 bars in the previous time cycle and 45 to the next swing low. So the market is uptrend right now after the breakout of the resistance level, and it may retrace backwards at some point. And the retracement or pushback most likely happens on the next Henkabi, which is the week of the 19th of November. It bounces and goes up in this direction. So yeah, in this particular example, the time cycles are made based on the daily swing lows. And I capture time cycles in the daily time frame usually, because it works the best on the daily time frame. All right. Yep. Good to see you. Thank you for joining, Elio. Thank you for joining. Good to see you here. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now we have glove and violin. Yes, in the back. Myself. And some painting in the back too. All right. Roger says, "Hi Kay. How do you differentiate between N wave and exit signals? Sometimes I see price retracing, Ichimoku goes flat, so I exit only to find out it's just an N wave and price continues to go up." So exit timings, I also watch N wave to exit, or simply if I use the Ichimoku, let's say if I follow the daily uptrend, and the exit timing would be one of the exit timings would be when the Tenkan-sen breakout happens. So for example, in the Forex pairs, let's see. So let's see, Euro dollar is, I think this is a good example. So let's say you sell at some point because it's downtrend. So you sell, well, in this case, it's above the Tenkan-sen. But afterwards, the market just broke the Tenkan-sen and it just keeps going downwards. And so there's a couple of Tenkan-sen bounces. So this is a nice and strong downtrend. But when you see the Tenkan-sen breakout, that will be an exit timing. So exactly here will be an exit timing. Because if you wait until the Kijun-sen, then sometimes retracement will be very deep. So, or when you wait for the Chikou span touch, that might be also very deep in its retracement. So, yeah, I recommend you to take the Tenkan-sen breakout for an exit timing if you only look at this one single time frame. And you must see like N wave on the lower time frames. All right, let's see. Yeah, the APY could be continuously weak next week, so we'll see. We basically follow a major direction. Let's see. Determine says, do you use algo? I don't use algo. I never use algo trades. I don't use robot trades. I only trade buy manually and exit manually too. In terms of trading platform, I use MT5. I use MT5. Yeah, with broker XM trading I use. All right, Krongbat, thank you for joining. Thank you for following me on both channels, first and second channel. All right, good to see you. So yeah, hopefully we catch some nice pips, nice trends next week onwards. All right, thank you for joining, everyone. Great to see you here. Right? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let me know by email. Then, yeah, let me know by email. Just feel free to contact me by email. I don't use the direct messages on Twitter, or I hardly replies on Discord because I get too many messages. Before I enabled the direct messages on Twitter, but I decided not to because I get tons of messages. Sometimes I get these many spamming messages and I miss important messages. So the best way to reach me is by email. So the form is on the below description. So just feel free to reach me out if you have any questions or if you have any requests. NXT says EuroCAD. So EuroCAD is now trending down nicely on the daily chart. And also weekly is trending down too. Yeah, it just broke the support and this downtrend can be continuous. So yeah, the Forex pairs that I will be trading will be on these ones. These 6 pairs are marked here. But yeah, we'll see. If I see some other pairs to be trending in terms of daily or forward chart timeframes, then I will just go for them next week. But so far right now, I think these 6 pairs are good to watch at least tomorrow on Tuesday. All right, thank you for joining. Good to see you. All right. Okay, AP says, you mentioned you have office, but for company purpose only, you only trade as individual. So does that mean the company never trades and is simply there for visa resident purposes? Yeah, so I have the company, I establish in Dubai, and based on that, I trade, and also I do my services. So we have to have visa. And in order to get visa, the best way to be tax-free is to have a company in Dubai, in the free zone. Yeah. I talk about it more details on my second channel. So yeah, next time when I do the second channel live stream, please ask these questions because this one is mainly focused on the Forex trades. Right, let's see. Digital says, hi Kay, I used to trade Ichimoku exclusively in the daily and weekly, but I've been testing trading it in 1 hour chart using the 2 hour chart and 4 hour chart as an overall guide. Do you think that lower time frames are consistent? Yeah, I do use Ichimoku in 1 hour chart. I never use it in the 2 hour chart, but I use it in 1 and 4 hour charts and it's been working great. So yeah, you can just keep using Ichimoku on these. But I don't recommend to use in 5 or 15. That will be too low, or even 1 minute is too low for Ichimoku. Because Ichimoku is a bit lagging indicator and it reacts by the resistance support breakouts mainly. So, in terms of 1 minute or 5 minute charts, the breakouts happen many times, and sometimes there are many fake outs in 5 or 1 minute. And from this reason, Ichimoku cannot be so reliable on these lower time frames. So yeah, I mainly use it on the daily chart and the forward charts, basically. All right, let's see. Arthur says, the reason for the yen's rise in the general is because the US Federal Reserve started talking about changing policy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, JPY has been very, very weak as compared to other currencies. Yep, so we'll see how far it goes. So in other words, USD currency is becoming stronger now. Usually, it's in opposite direction. When JPY is weak, then USD tends to be strong. And when USD tends to weak, then JPY becomes stronger. So that's the correlation. New Normal says, is CAD going up because of the oil crisis? I'm not sure about the relationship between CAD and oil as of now. It used to be, but for the last couple of months, I don't really see the correlation. So yeah, that might be some for other reason. Yeah. Let's see. 30-minute time frame or higher. Yep, that's true. Is that good? All right. Yep. So let's see. I do see many comments, many more comments, but I will be ending the live stream for now because I will be going out or I will be having some dinner at home and it's about to take a rest, get charged myself, and get ready to take trades next week. So yeah, so let's see what we see next week. So always keep in mind that you always have to follow the trend direction. And before taking trades, please watch news beforehand because it can wipe out all these technical analysis. So with that in mind, hopefully we see some nice trends next week. Otherwise, simply we stay away and we backtest or we study our strategies. Okay, so once again, thank you for joining. If you liked it, please press the like button before you leave, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, please have a great weekend, and please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Right, bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you.